say something else.
Hello and welcome to Brand X Reviews, and welcome back to our Steve McQueen retrospective series. This is the fourth part in that series. If you go to brandxreviews.com, you will see the other parts that are up there right now, and depending on when you're watching this, there will be others to come after it. Now in this one I'm going to be looking at the Magnificent Seven, which was made in 1960. Now, pretty much regarded as one of Steve McQueen's best films, and I would probably agree with that statement. It is definitely up there in my opinion.
Like a fella I once knew in El Paso. One day he just took all his clothes off and jumped in a mess of cactus. I asked him the same question, why?
And?
He said it seemed to be a good idea at the time.
Now, it's not a massive part that he was given in this. I mean, it was significant compared to some others, but it wasn't the lead role. That was really kind of given to actor Yul Brynner, who was more of a traditional actor, whereas Steve McQueen just kind of brought something cool to the part, and just kind of the way he did things, and he moved, and the way he kind of carried himself was more what he had to offer, which is great, don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. But what was quite clever about McQueen, bearing in mind this was quite early on in his career, he would take scenes where he didn't really have much to do necessarily, or just bits of a scene where it would just be step on board, you know, the stagecoach and sit down. But what he would do is he would get on board, he'd get his hat and start like playing with it. He got some shotgun shells, he didn't just load them into his gun, he'd kind of shake them like that. He was a very physical actor who could easily steal a scene from a major star like Yul Brynner. Even with very little dialogue, he would just do something minor and just bring something to it, like shaking shotgun cartridges or perhaps playing with his hat. Just anything, just to steal that scene.
Dead or bug?
Second story window. Curtain moved.
I'm not in a good position. Let him stick his neck out.
And I know it drove Yul Brynner mental. This is no secret. I mean, it's quite well known to people who've kind of followed his film career and maybe watched the extras on the DVD. You can see that it was something that he did quite a lot, and in a lot of cases it kind of annoy the people he worked with, because you know they're kind of running the scene, you know, they're the main actor, and there's Steve McQueen, and he's like trying to steal the scene away by doing all these little unscripted things. So it's quite clever in a lot of ways, and the way he did it was very much noticeable and pretty much legendary in terms of you know, how Hollywood actors have kind of brought presence to the screen. I know it's something that's been copied a lot as well. But back to the film anyway, the specifics of the film. It's one that had a number of sequels which unfortunately the main actors didn't really reprise their roles for. I know there were 3 sequels. There was The Return of the Magnificent Seven after this, which Yul Brynner did reprise his role in, and then there was what was it, Guns of the Magnificent Seven and The Magnificent Seven Ride Again or something like that. I've not seen the others, but you can buy them in a box set with all 4 films, and it doesn't cost much more than it does to just buy the film individually, because those films are, from what I understand, very forgettable. I know my father's got them. I've been meaning to borrow them someday and watch them just to kind of make my own opinion, but not really that interested, to be honest. Now, as I say, this was quite early on in McQueen's career anyway, and he'd done, I think, his first major film that he was really kind of the Steve McQueen that we know and love was Never So Few, which was alongside Frank Sinatra. I know he did other films before that, and he was in The Blob, which was kind of a cult hit more than anything else. And don't get me wrong, I do like that film, and I will review it after this at some point. But this was kind of just on the heels of after he'd done, I think it was a year after. Yeah, Never So Few was 1959, so it was just on the heels of that basically. This film came out the year after 1960. The Magnificent Seven, so it's still quite early on in terms of him having a lead role, but I think he really did kind of come into his own in this.
Your gun has got you everything you have. Isn't that true?
Yeah, sure, everything. After a while, you can call bartenders and faro dealers by their first name. Maybe 200 of them. Rented rooms you live in, 500. Home, none. Wife, none. Kids, none.
He's quite well known as being an actor that did a lot of westerns as well. I think this was one of his early ones. He'd done a TV series called Wanted, Dead or Alive, which I will be reviewing in this series. But he was quite well known for that, for doing westerns. He did a few others such as Nevada Smith and Tom Horn, that they spring to mind. But I think The Magnificent Seven was pretty much the definitive western that he did. Pretty much regarded as one of the definitive westerns in general. I know it's, like I say, it's one of my favourite Steve McQueen films. It's one of my favourite westerns as well. Now this film was directed by John Sturges, who also 3 years later in 1963 went on to direct The Great Escape, which also had a lot of the same cast members as The Magnificent Seven, such as Charles Bronson and James Coburn and Steve McQueen, obviously. So again, that was another ensemble cast film, which I'm going to review next, I think, anyway, so I'll probably shut up about that film for now. But that's pretty much all I have to say anyway for the film. There's, like I say, you can get the DVD of this fairly, well, very cheap in the UK anyway. There's a special edition. I would recommend this version. There's one you can get in a box set, which will probably cost an extra £1 or something if you want to own the other 3 films. But this one has this special edition treatment in that it's got a lot of extra features like trailers. It's got trailers for the other films as well, and it's got a documentary. Pretty much it. There's an audio commentary with members of the cast and crew, but it doesn't specify who they are on here. But if you look it up, you can find out for yourself. And it's presented in 5.1 digital surround sound, which is pretty good too, for an old film anyway. But that's pretty much my review of The Magnificent Seven anyway. There's not really much else to say that hasn't already been said. Like I say, it's quite a legendary film, and his role in this and what he did kind of on set is quite well known as well. Like I said, stealing the scenes off actors like Yul Brynner and doing it so kind of magnificently was definitely something apparent when you watch the film. So anyway, if you check back anyway, the website is brandexreviews.com, and there will be plenty more reviews to come up. And I think next in the Steve McQueen series that we're doing, we're going to be having a retrospective look at The Great Escape, so be sure to check that out. Thank you very much for watching.